welcome back to another edition of the Luke Martin Show. I am your host, Luke Martin, and all good things must come to an end, right? Well, today is my last show I will be doing at Columbus East High School as a Columbus East student. As you can see, we got a packed house here behind me to cheer on this show, and let's go ahead and get it started as I interview Columbus East football player Tyson Moore. There we go. Well, Tyson, thanks for coming and taking the time to be on my final show today. I know we've been through a lot these past 4 years, even dating back to our Southside Elementary days, even though we were a lot shorter, a lot shorter back then. Yet you were still kind of a big kid back then, too. You were always and still had the same smile as well, folks. Well, Tyson, before we start talking about football, you just competed in your last high school athletic event, track. Talk about your track season this year.
Well, as you said, it was my last one, and that's, kind of bittersweet. But I had a good track season for the most part. I came off of an injury from last year and the year before, so I actually missed the past 2 seasons. But I was really excited to get back into it. But for the most part, it was a good season. Didn't advance out of the sectional. I did all right in the conference, but my big goal was to get out of the sectional. I didn't get that, but it's okay. It's all right.
I know you enjoyed being on the track team, but I know football was your main love, obviously coming from a football family. Now that you've been able to recap that the season's been over for a while, how would you assess your 4 years as a football player here at Columbus East?
It's been really fun, and East has been really good to me. Coming in as a freshman, I was excited to be a part of the East family, and leaving as a senior, they've been really good to me. And the last 4 years, I couldn't ask for more. Played with a great group of guys. That's another memory that I'll have for the rest of my life. And we played in some really big games in my 4 years.
And probably one of the biggest highlights, if not the highlight of the 4 years, was being able to knock off Center Grove this past year. And you get a little smile on your face there because I know that adds a little spice as your dad is the head coach of Center Grove. Tell everybody here, what is that like, going out onto the football field? You want to play, you want to make your parents proud, but when one of your parents is on the other sideline trying to beat you, just what is that experience like?
Well, we played him as a junior, and of course that one, the outcome of that wasn't as we wanted it. But being able to beat them as a senior was awesome. It was a great feeling, revenge game, everybody called it. But you kind of had to treat it as another game, even though it wasn't another game because my dad's a coach for the opposing team. But going into that game, I really had to think, I can't think about that too much. I have some friends on that team, but that was the same with Columbus North. You just had to treat it as another game, and the factors you can't control, you just had to let them go.
I know, obviously, the season did not end in the best of ways that we wanted to end. But now you've had time also to recap. How do you think the senior year was for you guys?
I thought we played pretty well for the most part. There were some games we were in struggles at first, but we ended up pulling most of them off. Obviously, we didn't get the North game. That was a big game that we let get away from us. Especially being seniors, losing to your rival is never a good way to end your career. But like I said, getting to play my dad a second time, and especially playing that game up there, I wanted to play them up there, to be honest with you. So that was a pretty exciting thing for me. And then, like you said, it came to a devastating end, which nobody really expected. But for the most part, I enjoyed the season, and I thought we did pretty well.
And now you're going to go off to college, U of I believe it still is. And
yes.
Are you going to attempt to play football at University of
Indianapolis? I am. I didn't get an athletic scholarship, but I did get an academic scholarship. So I will be playing football for them. I've actually started my workouts with UND. They've been going on about 2 weeks now. Coach Bart up there is a really cool guy, and then the offensive line coach, Coach Carter. I've talked to him quite a few times, and what they've got going on up there is pretty cool.
And Tyson, we're down to just about a week, not even a week now, until we're finally out of high school and graduated. Recapping, how has your 4 years been at East just overall?
Well, like I said before with the football season, they're 4 years of your life that you'll remember for the rest of your life. And being a part of the East family has been great. And it's a choice that I was glad I made 4 years ago, actually 5 years ago when I was an 8th grader. Do I go to East, do I go to North? And I'm pretty satisfied with coming here to East. They've been really good to me.
Well, Tyson, it's been one heck of a ride with you for 4 years. I really appreciate everything you've done, having you as a great friend as well and a great analyst. You know your football as well. It's been great. Even though we've given each other a hard time, yes, I know IU has the bucket right now, but
that's true.
That'll be different come November. Trust me. At least I hope so. But Tyson, it's been one heck of a ride. Thank you for coming on.
Hey, thank you for having me.
Ladies and gentlemen, Tyson Moore. We'll be back right after this short break as I interview speedy Luke Hampton on the track team. We'll talk with Luke about his performance last night, Thursday, in sectionals at Columbus North High School, and we'll also preview this coming football season. We'll be back right after this short break. And welcome back to the Luke Martin Show. And now I got another special guest on my show today, and it is Luke Hampton. He's pretty quick, folks. He's on the track team as well and also on the football team. Well, Luke, thanks for taking the time to come on my final show here at Columbus East. It's great to have you on here. Let's talk about your track meet last night. You are advancing to the regional round. So how much did that mean to you to be able to finally break through, get past sectionals, and make it to regionals this year?
Well, it was nice because last year as a sophomore, I actually wanted to go to regionals, but I ended up not making it. I ended up getting 5th, and you have to get 4th to pass. So it was nice to get 3rd this year and go on to regionals. It's going to be tough, but I think if I have a really good run, I can advance the state.
And you mentioned being able to make it out of sectionals. It is a really tough sectional from a track standpoint. So being able to make it out, I'm sure it's a great accomplishment for you.
Yeah, it was really nice. The top 2 guys actually went to state last year, so it was pretty nice to get 3rd behind them, and hopefully I can get the 2nd place guy at regionals.
I know you enjoy track, but I know you love football a lot more. Obviously, getting ready to go to football this season. I know you've been probably asked this question a lot from people in the community. I know I've asked you about it multiple times as well. I might as well ask you one more time because this is my last chance. So what is it like to play with Gunnar Kiel?
Well, actually, people do ask me that quite often, and it's weird for me to answer that question because I really don't know what it's like not to throw with Gunnar Kiel because I've grown up with him. I played on his sports team in elementary school all the way through middle school. So we've been playing for such a long time that we've just got that chemistry and we just go off each other. So it's not really an easy question for me because I don't know what it's like not to be on the team with Gunnar.
And with that, after losing 3 seniors on the wide receiving core, guys that pretty much produced, now you're one of the main guys that's going to be on the wide receiving core this year, looking to be a leader. With having those missing pieces, do you think the underclassmen are going to be able to step up and eventually fill those roles?
Yeah, I definitely think they can. Alex Cowan, I think, is going to have a big year as a sophomore, so I'm really going to be looking to count on him, actually. So I got to lead him out there, and I think that our freshmen incoming, going into sophomore year, they'll be better than what most people think. So,
and now looking towards next football season, no pressure at all. You guys are trying to win your 8th straight Hoosier Hills Conference Championship, which is a phenomenal record. What would it mean to you to be able to keep that record going here at Columbus East?
Oh, it'd be great. You know, we've moved down to 4A, so I think that we really have a chance at actually winning state this year. You know, we always got to get past the Cathedral and teams like that, but I think we actually have a really good shot at making it to the state if we play well.
And despite all of those obstacles, you already mentioned it, you guys are going back to 4A football. So what should the Olympian faithful expect out of the Columbus East football team this fall?
I would definitely think an undefeated season, Hoosier Hills Conference champions. Hopefully we'll have a good run in the tournament this year.
Well, you heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen, Luke Hampton. Luke, I really appreciate you coming on the show again. It's been great having you as a great friend as well over the years. Thank you, Luke.
Yeah, no problem.
Luke Hampton, everybody. We'll be back right after this short break as I interview Holy Cowan. He's a current freshman. He'll be a sophomore next year. We'll be talking about his track season as well, and also